So that moving on,
Two.
we can go on to topic 4, which is Suzy's new album.
Yep.
Faces of Love.
Suzy's
Faces of Love.
mini album, Faces of Love.
It's really confusing because it's called Faces of Love, but the album cover just says Holiday.
Oh, does it really? I didn't even notice that.
I'll save that for later.
Yep, so the first song is I'm in Love with Someone Else. And speaking of ballads that hit me, this actually did. Like, this is like You Are level piano and string-based ballad. So,
again, I was just going to say, I'm going to go right out there. This is also like, this is straight up my favorite song on the album.
Yeah. So, like, starting off, like, right away, I was like, oh, this is interesting. They're starting with a ballad. Like, that's not what I expected from Suzy. But then, like,
I expected it. I mean, she literally, all she does is freaking OSTs.
No, she doesn't do that many. And, like, Yes, No, Maybe was not, like, a ballad. But so I didn't expect a ballad. But just, like, from the first build-up, I got chills. And I was like, oh, my God, this is, like, you can feel it in her voice, like, the emotion. And, like, with the music video, by the end, I was actually tearing up. Like, this song actually got me to tear up because it's that powerful, in my opinion.
I don't know. The music video just kind of seemed corny to me. It's kind of like the same.
But, like,
it's kind of the same story. The song, again, like, don't get me wrong, the song's amazing, but...
Yeah, I mean, the music video is corny, but it paired with the song. Like, me just listening to the emotion in her voice and, like, the strings and building up and everything, just, like, it just hit me. And it hit me like ballads rarely do. So I was like, oh my God, this is like...
And I mean, not to insinuate too much...
This is like You Are.
Not to insinuate too much about, like, Suzy's personal life, but I mean, she did go through a breakup, so I mean, there's probably some tinge of truth laced in this sort of, like, the emotions that she conveyed through this. So,
that's what makes a great singer, is being able to bring their own emotions into their work. So definitely.
Of the ballads, though, I'd actually give it to another song later in this, though. Like, as good as this is, I'd give it to Midnight, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. I definitely don't, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, the vocals in this were fantastic, and I was actually really pleased to see that it opened up with a ballad, because it's kind of a bold thing to do. Most people
exactly
open up with like some sort of like title track, or like something that is like a funky intro with like electronic and stuff like that. But like she just came straight out like, I'm in love with someone else.
Yep. Moving on to Holiday. Oh, so I'm in love with someone else.
The Girls' Generation song.
Yes.
Holiday.
Yeah. So I'm in love with someone else. Did have a music video. She's actually putting out 4 music videos for this album.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, 1 a week.
Oh shoot! So
I'm in love. Other ones.
We get Monday and the Monday after Monday.
Okay, so whenever this goes up, there's going to be another album. Right now we only have these 2.
Yeah, there'll be 3 when this releases, and then the 4th will be coming out the Monday after. But I'm in love with someone else came out the week before the album. Yep. Holiday is the actual title track that came out with the album. So Holiday featuring DPR Live. It's an R&B song. It's, if you know what DPR Live, you know exactly what the song sounds like.
Yeah, like I said, this sounds like a DPR Live song featuring Suzy, not a Suzy song featuring DPR Live, which is, don't get me wrong, that's amazing, because I love DPR Live, and it's a perfect combination together, and I love it's, like you were mentioning before, it's this, I feel like as an entity, like entirely, this album wasn't necessarily as experimental as the previous one was. In terms of title tracks, comparing Yes, No, Maybe to this is like a different direction. But I still love this as well. And like everything down from the instrumentals to Suzy's voice is just perfect on this song. And this, one thing I have to give when it comes to the music video, the cinematography was so good.
Yeah. So like,
yeah.
Before we get there, I just want to mention the muted trumpet in the song. They use muted trumpet a lot, and I thought that sounded like that added to it. Yeah. But the music video is shot insanely well. Like the cinematography, like the locations, like Suzy herself just looks insanely
amazing.
good.
She looks so good. Jeez. The photo I have up on like the slide is just her with like, the beret and like the heart glasses and the freaking seaplane that says Suzy on it. Like how much money does JYP have that they can dead ass paint a plane that says Suzy on it?
They can. Suzy has all of the money in the world.
Yeah, I mean they have so many artists now that literally like print money if you want to put it in like old Nintendo terms.
Yep.
It's Prince money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah,
this song, my favorite part about this song is like the gentleness of her voice. Like it fits so well with the like very chill like sort of like electronic instrumentals. And even like DPR Live's rap actually fits really well with this as well. Like I didn't think it was distasteful the rap break, because a lot of times that ends up being like abrupt.
Like,
what
the hell? But yeah, it fits well, mostly because I think they did a really good job of pairing the instrumental as well with something that sounds like it fit DPR Live and Suzy as well.
For sure.
Sucks he didn't show up in the music video though.
Yeah. He's probably busy or something.
He's too busy filming in like freaking Greece or whatever, like for Martini Blue.
It could be that he just recorded it while he was on the road or remotely or whatever. Because a lot of times people collaborate and they don't even meet each other.
Yeah, that's awkward. But no, this was such a perfect collaboration though. It works out so well. I love this song.
Yeah,
it's easily my favorite. Easily my favorite. Mostly because of DPR Live. Mostly because of DPR Live.
This is interesting. Side note: "I'm in Love with Someone Else" was composed by the composer of Signal, Very, 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 and Elevator, which is like not ballad songs at all. Like,
wait, hold on. Elevator and really, really, what? That was
Very, Very, Very.
Oh, Very, Very, Very.
No.
Oh.
IOI.
Wow, that's like three different like genres all together. What the hell?
Yeah.
But it works well.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. We will move on. Yeah, I want to actually look this up because they said what songs are getting music videos, but I'm not sure what the other two are. But next is Sober. It's Sober. This is like indie pop, basically. Yep. It's like very minimalist. The beats are composed of like a bunch of different, just like sound.
Yeah, it's just like
just sound effects.
I can't make it sound.
There's like pop. There's that and like clapping and. Just like a bunch of different things.
When I was listening to it, what it actually reminded me a lot of is FX's Rum Pum Pum Pum. It sounded very, like, it's like structurally similar to it.
Oh, for me, it sort of reminds me of the stuff that Subin from Dal Shabet did last year. It's got the same sort of indie vibe to it.
Yeah.
It very much reminded me of Subin stuff.
Like Circle's Dream and
Circle's Dream.
I forget the other song.
They were both red.
Remember. Yeah.
They were very red.
Strawberry. What was the other one? That's the instant I heard the song. I was like, "Yep, that sounds exactly like those songs." Next is it's actually different.
Is it
the Korean name for it is Bad X. It's a Napun X.
I have the Korean.
So
X.
Napun X. It's Bad X.
In English is BX,
but it's got this weird spelling in X. Yeah. I noticed that, and then like when I was listening to it, the thing mentioned just had the Korean. I was like, I'm just gonna call it by the Korean name because I can't pronounce whatever that English name is. So this is an acoustic pop song. It's got like synthy beeps that I really like during the chorus and right before the chorus, but like the rest of it's pretty much acoustic. So actually, I really, really like the simplicity of this chorus. Like, some people might find the song like boring because it's just like it's kind of a standard acoustic pop song, but I thought it was like really, the simplicity of it made it really interesting to me.
I think for me, what actually like makes this entire album is just Suzy's voice.
Yeah,
like her voice like perfectly fits this sort of stuff, and it's really, really like easy to listen to and pleasing on the ears. So like even when you have a song that could be seen as like kind of generic, I think her voice really makes up for it, at least for me.
Yep.
I mean, these songs not necessarily, but some of the other later songs I could sort of see that like it not really carrying, but I'm really particular to folk inspired music, so I love this song immediately, just like the guitar and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Just works well with her voice.
Exactly. I 100% agree. I'm still trying to find what the names for MVs are, but I don't actually. Maybe they didn't actually announce which ones they are.
They should get MV
because I cannot find them. The list of which ones get MVs.
Why are there the X's in the English version if the Korean is completely different? Is it just like aesthetic or like?
Yeah, I have no idea what they're going for.
Because it's supposed to be Bath, right? Because that's why they have the X's.
That's what I figured, Bath.
Yeah.
Unless it is Korean.
Yeah, but the Korean name is called Bad X, so
Bad X.
X.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
Badass?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Is it like badass? Like it sounds like
badass.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying badass with a list or whatever.
Okay, moving on to Andrew's favorite ballad, or Jacob's favorite ballad. Andrew.
My favorite ballad. I actually like this better than
Midnight. So this is a pure piano-based ballad. It doesn't have the strings.
That's why.
Yeah, I love strings.
I'm more particular to this style.
But yeah, it's another ballad. It's insanely good, but it didn't hit me like I'm in Love with Someone Else did.
Yeah, I think like honestly, these two ballads are like the biggest strength of this album, which is really rare because it's even like a joke on the podcast. It's a ballad. Yeah, but like there's very rarely
the next one
do we get more than one like amazing ballad on an album.
I feel like Suzy's the one artist or one of the few artists that can pull it off though, because we say this all the time. Even though she's the visual, she's probably one of the best. She was probably one of the best singers. In her group, so
getting ahead of myself, but like this album like can stand with like Taeyeon and IU in terms of this type of song, and like very rarely does that happen.
Yeah, the ballads, because I think honestly, like as far as like female vocalists that are like idols, I guess, like IU and Taeyeon are pretty unchallenged for the most part.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, but I think Suzy really like holds a good contender at least with these songs.
Mm-hmm. Any more to say about Holiday or not Holiday on Midnight, Andrew?
It's very good.
Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it.
Again, it's just when it comes to like ballads, I just love. Especially piano ballads, like I'm particular to or I pay attention a lot to just how good not just the vocals are, but like how the piano arrangement is, because that's all that's carrying the song, and I think this one does it very well. It's produced by Jungki.
Yeah, Jungki. Yep.
Name I've heard of, but it's not coming to me right now. But like it's very well done, the instrumentation.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yep. I'm looking it up because I want to know what he did. Well, he has his own music.
Yeah, I've heard the name before.
Okay, next is Confession. So this is another ballad. This one has more instrumentals and like more beat to it. It's not just piano and strings or piano. I agree with you, Andrew, that this is probably the weakest of the three.
Yeah, this is the weakest of the three ballads.
But it's not bad. It's just not on the level that the other two.
Yeah, same. I think if this were on like releases list or whatever, I'd probably be like, it'd be one of the ones I'd be like, it's a good ballad.
It's a good ballad. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I felt. Like I didn't add a ton of comments to it because it was like, compared to the other two, which like blew me away, this one was just it's a good ballad.
Like it's not total. It doesn't like. It's still not nothing special, but it's still like pretty good. Like the vocals
it's still
are really
a step
good
above the millions of ballads we hear every week or every month.
Exactly.
So, but it's not the first two. It's not Midnight or I'm in Love with Someone Else level. And finally, we have Sleeplessness, which is another like indie song, but it's slower and like less upbeat than what was it? Which one is it? Bad X. And Sober.
Yeah, I really like this song like a lot.
It has a really good synth solo. I really like the synth solo.
Reminds me of something that'd be on like IU's last two albums.
Yep. Something off a palette.
You know, we both really, all of us really love that album. So like, definitely love that style.
Yep. Andrew?
Yeah, this was probably like the least standout of the songs to me, at least. I don't know.
It was one of my favorites, actually.
That's funny. We don't usually clash that much to where it's someone's favorite and someone's least favorite. But it happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So overall, for me, like I said, I did not expect this from Suzy. Especially after Yes No Maybe. I thought we'd get another like type of like dance track like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And she like just showed all the haters that she's not a pretty face, and it blew me away. So I went all in. I gave it a 10. The ballads on this hit me like very few ballads do. So easily 6 out of 6 for songs, and I thought the music video for Holiday was shot insanely well, and the styling and everything. So 3 out of 3 there. And then obviously a bias point because I met her and she signed my name somewhere over here that I can't point.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So with this, all right, I'm actually only total. Okay, with music, 5 out of 6. Concept 2 out of 3, bias 1 out of 1, so it's an 8. I'll explain though. Like,
I mean, 8's reasonable.
Yeah, because like as much as I like this, like, if I were to compare this to,
I definitely didn't expect you guys to give it a 10.
No,
it just blew me away.
I was in between. It was in between an 8 and a 9 if I'd had to give it that sort of thing. But to compare, or at least to compare this to the Yes No EP, I'd say Yes No EP was a lot more top heavy in that Yes No Maybe was an amazing song, but the album tracks didn't stand out as much to me. Whereas this, there wasn't necessarily anything that stood out too much for me, but it was just an overall solid album. So, and also I guess I did like the experimental nature of the Yes No EP, and I feel like this played it a bit too safe. Though I'd like for her, as much as I love the ballads on this, I would like for her to sort of dabble back into something like Yes No, that's sort of like, I don't know, like house, like weird sort of vibe to it. Though again, I love Holiday though. But again, it's just like I do love the experimental nature that she was sort of dabbling in. So it's still an 8. It's still solid. It's just I do feel I would have liked it to sort of take a bit more risks, especially because like I feel like Suzy's one of the artists that I feel like she can take risks when it comes to her song choice because her vocals are that excellent. So
so for me, I actually gave it a 6 out of 6 for music. Like I really liked the ballads on this album. I really liked the sort of like indie stuff that she was trying out. Even like the title track, it was kind of like safe, but it was still done really well, and I really enjoyed all the songs in here. It doesn't quite feel like a 10 to me, so I gave it a 2 out of 3 for concept, and there was nothing like too special about the concept anyways. And then obviously 1 out of 1 bias point because Suzy, so I gave it a 9, and then overall that should be a 9.
That should be a 9. It balances out, so that's still wow. Wait, everything gets a shiny. 3 shinies. Everything.
Except Fantagio. Fantagio doesn't get the shiny.
Fantagio does not get a shiny.
China does not get the shiny.
China does not get a shiny. No shiny for you. Please, for the love of God.
I basically gave 10 out of 10 to everything today for me. All 3 of them were 10 out of 10s, in my opinion. Back into 2017, Nathan. Since last week I got all weird and gave lower scores than
the week before that. Last week was release list.
Yeah, 2 weeks before. I gave lower scores than you guys this week. Back to giving 10s to everything.
Because I mean, one was Jonghyun, one was Red Velvet, and one was freaking Suzy. So of course you're gonna give everything a 10.
After I listened to this album, I went and bought both Suzy's.
Both versions.
Well, no. I bought, because I didn't have Yes No, and there's only one version, but I didn't have Yes No, so I bought both Yes No and Faces of Love. So I'll probably do an unboxing of Faces of Love. I guess
one more thing to say about like this album is that I would like for her to release something that involves some element of choreography, because the choreography for Yes No was amazing, where like Holiday didn't necessarily cater itself to having choreography behind it. So that's something I'd like to see for the next album.
Yeah, Yes No is actually one that I would give like 3 out of 3 for like concept, because like the album looks really cool, the album cover is cool, the music video is really cool.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's like half the score.
As always.
But yeah, definitely.
Yep.
That's it though. That's it.
Yep. That's it. That's this week's episode. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. We're trying to get the number up still. And also thanks to you who already did, because once again, we got past 100. Now we got our URL. So,
yep,
gotta set another.
We need 60 more to get 169.
169. Every 69 milestone has to be our thing. We gotta get to 690. All right. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Oh, we do have something coming up. By the time this goes up, by the time this part or the full episode of this goes up, I will be watching Astro, assuming Fantagio hasn't like gone out of business by the time this goes up. So I will see how long it takes. I will be committed. I solemnly swear to get every vlog out that I actually record.
Oh goodness!
Because I'll try to keep it like 15 minutes.
Wait, you're not saying you're going back, but you're saying in the for future vlogs.
For future vlogs, I will try to get everything out. So there will be people that you have never seen that I'm really good friends with that'll randomly show up in the videos. But
there's Day 6 vlog that's lost in the ether, and
it'll get done eventually. It'll get done one day. When we're big enough to have higher.
Was there a GD vlog that got lost in the ether too?
Yep.
G-Dragon, Monster X.
Monster X.
The GD one is such a lost
I would have actually watched Monster X's vlog. Day 6. Day 6 is. I literally interviewed my friend who had never gone to anything K-pop.
It'll come out in some form one day.
And it's just lost to the ether.
One day, I swear.
We're gonna get throwback old vlogs one day when Andrew's actually.
And if you're watching this, the Olympics will start. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We'll definitely do a topic on our recap of the opening ceremony whenever we get around to it.
Yeah, for sure. It's got to be K-pop.
There's going to be Bulbagunsa there. So.
That's actually partial lie. It's just Ji-young. Ji-young's doing it. She's doing a collaboration with some people. So Bulbagun's not actually going to be there.
If it's just all collaboration stages, like Mama style, not Mama style, like Gaio Daejun style, I'd love that.
Ji-young's doing some collaboration with some people I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Probably some ballad. It's going to be a ballad.
Thank you.
Yep.
And goodbye.
And
stay not throbbingly creepy.
Stay throbbingly creamy.
Bye-bye.
Annyeong.
Bye-bye, mustache.
Ohio.
He's like, I'm going to be the first openly gay idol singer.
Which
is like, okay, that's cool, but you got to be able to back it up. And the song did not back it up, unfortunately, in my opinion.
You have to be like it can't be a gimmick.
Exactly.
Okay,
if you don't have a good song to back